All right, here we go. Zach Wilson, Week 2 breakdown. What went wrong against the Patriots, and then how can we fix it moving forward? That's a really loaded question, and I hope to answer the whole thing throughout this video with the film because I think there are some clear things that the Jets can do moving forward. And then I think we can definitely see, okay, hey, what went wrong against the Patriots? And it's such a nuanced thing because on the surface, when I looked at the box score, I was like, oh my gosh. Not great. But you do a little bit of digging and you don't really feel better, but you feel like there's progress to be made. So, if you haven't seen one of these videos before, what I like to do is do some good, bad, and then some good again. So today we've got good, then we've got a good, bad clip, 4 bads in a row, and then good, good. Okay, so obviously not a tremendous game since we've got so much bad to cover, but pretty darn good. Please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, or like I always say, you can hold out on me, and then hopefully I'll earn it throughout the video. Also, there should be some stuff up here, or maybe it already went, or maybe it's coming next, but you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at TJenkinsElite, and I would love to interact with you guys on Twitter and Instagram. So without further ado, let's jump into the tape. So this, we're starting with good like we talked about, okay? Good decision and a good ball. It's funny because I got roasted on Jets Twitter for saying, hey, this was a great ball. It wasn't a great ball. I was wrong. It was a good ball. But I say good decision. It turns into an interception. But the reason I say that is because they're just running, what we would call naked right X slider. This guy coming across is the slider route, and then naked are just implied routes, okay? You've got one, you're going to look at the corner, down to the over, and then you're going to look here as 3/an alert, meaning, hey, if this guy gets upfield, if a in-man on the line of scrimmage were to get upfield, we're just going to alert and throw it to our slider. Obviously, in-man on the line of scrimmage does not get upfield. Zach can get outside. Does a great job going 1-2, hitting his over route. And honestly, when we get to the tight, I think I'm going to be able to make the argument that's a pretty darn good throw. Okay, I know that it ends in an interception, and how could you possibly mark something good that ends in an interception? But we're going to go ahead and slow this thing down. To me, when the ball goes through both hands, it's a good throw. Like, listen, I know he's got to jump, and I know his arms are above his head, but it doesn't even look like that high of a jump. I'm not criticizing. Who am I to criticize? The way I ran when I played, I got 3 yards and fell over. So who am I to criticize a guy running and jumping? But it's got to get done. We've got to get that done for a rookie Q. So this is good and bad. The reason it's good and bad is we're going to explain. So the concept here would be Z snag bullet, okay? So this is our Z receiver formationally here. This would be our X and this would be our F, okay? Z's on a snag, meaning he's going to work inside and sit. Really, he's trying to rub this DB, try to make his life harder. X out here, just on a little bang post, right? Like a little grabber post, you would call it. And then F is on a bullet route, okay? A lot of stuff goes wrong on this play, and it still turns into a gain. But let's watch it first. Catch out of bounds, okay? Great 20-yard gain on the surface. A lot of things go wrong. First, let's talk about this bullet angle. This guy needs to be running vertically up the divider, halfway between the sideline and the bottom of the numbers, okay? Watch how his angle drifts. You see how his angle drifts outside? Now, you could make the argument that, hey, that's where Zach threw him. But I also don't really think he does a good job of setting his angle. So that's problem number 1, okay? Problem number 2 to me is what takes Zach so long to get here. So he's putting his eyes through the post. And we don't even want to call it a post, right? It's more of like a through route. Like, hey, go and grab those defenders. But look, he's putting his eyes through here, which is what he's supposed to do because they want to influence this corner, right? But the corner's gone. The corner's gone. We need to just get our eyes out there and get this ball up and down on a line to where we can catch and then go make a play one-on-one on this safety in space, or just go outrun him to the front pylon. So look at the tight. To me, his eyes take too long to get out there. And then when they finally get out there, he's like, trying to see what's going on and then throws it. I just feel like this, to me, should have been a bigger play, and I think there were a lot of things at play, but it should not have been a catch toe tap in order to complete that. It should have been, hey, let's get this thing up and down so we can go run. Now's where the bad decisions start, okay? So this would be Z read. A read route is just, hey, I'm going to go vertical until I basically can't, and then or I'll sit down at 15, okay? So you can see him work vertically, sits down at 15. They've got a post curl pair with it outside. I'm willing to bet that they read this thing 1 to 2 and then out here to the bang flat route they have. I don't know if it's him or the back, but somebody's going to get to the flat, okay? A couple things go wrong. One is the obvious, the interior pressure, the run-through forces this thing out a little early. So I see what Zach's trying to do. He's trying to throw this push-by read route, but it's just not where you go with the ball, especially when you consider that the down and distance is 2nd and 3, and it's literally the first pass attempt of the game. He really, under normal circumstances, good protection, should get outside to this post-curl route or down to the flat. This would even be one that I don't want this to come off incorrectly, but this could even be one where it's like, listen, take the sack, right? Or try to make... Sorry about the big yawn. Or try to make him avoid, right? Try to create a play like he did all game with free rushers, or take the sack. Do not try to drive this thing. To me, against an undercut corner is just not the thing to do. So that's a bad. This another bad, because so what we've got is F counter speed. So I want to walk through that motion, because what he's doing is coming here, and then he's going to try to beat him. It's just a speed motion to the flat, okay? They're running what we would call combo, which is, hey, you've got, so it's combo Y Oklahoma. So boom, the Y's on the Oklahoma route. Combo, which is shallow with a corner and a flat, okay? The speed motion tells me that what they're trying to hit is this flat route right now, okay? Unfortunately, I feel like Zach's eyes and feet aren't tied to this, and instead are tied to this. One thing that I'll say is there's a version of combo that this is the first progression. However, that version of combo is also added with mesh. So what you do on the mesh instead of the Oklahoma is you read it 1 to 2, back inside to the shallow. They don't have that. So to me, the way they did that motion, they're trying to throw this. Or they're trying to set up the corner, and then in that case, he's just way too darn late and leaves this thing inside. I would much rather see him get to this flat route right now. Throw the flat route right now. The DB's running over the top of everything. He's got space fitted in. Instead, he's late and inside to the corner route, okay? But overall, if they're going to read the corner first, they're running combo wrong, and they need to bring mesh from the backside. So that's the other thing of, hey, how can we fix it? Well, it depends on what they're trying to do, right? So it's like, hey, okay, so we're starting to see a little bit of what's going wrong, but hey, in the world of how do we fix it, well, the first one, obviously, let's account for the mic pressure, but if we're not, hey, let's not try to throw that read route. Let's try to either maneuver within the pocket or, hey, simply take a sack. The second one is if we're going to read this thing corner down, let's go ahead and pair it with the actual combo, what you're supposed to do, which is mesh, so that, boom, maybe you get a rub route on the mesh, and then now that mesh runner's wide open. So to me, that's a couple ways, how can we fix this, okay? This, to me, is a bad PSL. So what I mean, sorry, I got to go back to full screen. When I say PSL, there's a couple ways you read plays, okay? Pure progression, it's 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, no matter what the play. Okay? Or no matter what the coverage, I apologize. PSL, pre/post-snap look. Hey, usually it's a 2-shell, 3-shell play. This is 2-shell, 3-shell or open-closed, okay? So if it's single high safety, right? This is our closed side. You're going to read this thing seam to the comeback. If it's split safety, okay? You're going to read this thing basic down to the under. To me, Zach's reading the wrong side here. He's got single high safety, and you really want to read this thing seam outside to your comeback. Instead, he's trying to throw this under route outside, and I'll give it to you guys in full speed because I know I like to watch it in full speed too. I think there's a bust on the back here in protection as well. I think the back is supposed to insert and pick this guy up. But Zach goes to the too high side, in my opinion. and just tries to force an under route, and it gets tipped by a dropping linebacker. And I do think, you know, again, the protection's got to be correct as well, but I think this seam runner, to me, I love this matchup. Move the safety, throw the seam runner. We're good to go. Let me give it to you guys full speed. I don't know if I really gave it to you full speed. Let me give it to you so you can see it. Yeah, to me, it's just a blown PSL play. You know, he's got to be reading the closed side. He's reading the open side. We can't have it. That's my take. And then obviously, that's to me, I think it's on the back. You could say, okay, the O-line's supposed to kick that thing down and inside, but so this, I think this is the, I can't remember what interception number this is. I think 4. Interception number 4. This just trail out. Okay, what they're working is outside release, a spray release vertical, and then a trail out who works in and then back out. Okay, you read this thing, really it's an alert 1 down to 2. He said there's a miscommunication. And I think what he meant by that is, hey, I wanted to throw the go route, and I wanted him to continue on his go. But honestly, I still feel like it's a bad decision. Because I still feel like you're trying to fit the ball against a safety who's getting over the top. In reality, it's more that trail out that maybe you have a shot at, but it's just overall not a great concept, I think. A trail out to me is a very college-y concept. I actually ran it in college, so that's why I feel like it's a very college-y concept. That's just not good football. So, hey, listen, we could say it's a miscommunication. To be honest with you, I just think it's a bad ball regardless. 2nd and 28, I get why you're pressing a little bit as a quarterback, but still, we can't throw the game. We just can't give them one, okay? I love this ball right here. They've got a little what we call lefty, okay? They've got the speed out. You're going to read this thing 1 to 2, back down to your shallow, over to your basic, okay? It's speed out with a corner paired with drive. That's what lefty is. And he does a great job. Watch this corner. Boom. Watch the corner squeeze. Corner squeezes this route, which means we should have this corner. It's going to be an incredibly difficult throw, but that's why you draft someone number 2 overall, is because he can fit in balls like that. Let's watch it from the tight, because this is just an incredible throw from the tight. Watch him drive that thing, man. What a catch. What a catch, what a ball. Okay? Last one we've got for you is we've just got a little dagger X Blaze 8, okay? The dagger concept is you've got a little through here, or really it's a shoulder 8 paired with a big in. The Blaze 8 is here, and that's what he ends up throwing. And again, guys, back-to-back throws proving why he's the number 2 overall pick. Golly, man. Look at it from the tight. It's just a special throw. Special throw. Now, listen, he had a really hard day. Not a great day, but a special ball here. Little fadeaway. Just drop it in the bucket. All in all, right? Not a great day by Zach Wilson. No one's trying to make it out to be. But I think there were little breadcrumbs on film. So let's review them. Okay, first interception. Go ahead, just take the sack. Let's make it simple. Take the sack. Listen, it sucks, but now we're playing 3rd and 10. We can live with punting the ball away. Second interception. We got to make tough plays. We got to make tough catches as receivers. That's my opinion. Okay, I'm, of course, a former quarterback guy, but you got to make tough plays. Okay? The third INT. I don't even remember right now. The third INT was, oh, no, eyes in the wrong spot. Or, overall, dislike the route concept. Okay? Let's get the actual mesh, but you either got to be early to the corner, but to me, honestly, you got to take the flat. You're setting up F counter speed motion, take the flat, okay? Then the fourth INT, miscommunication, whatever you call it, just a terrible decision. We don't need to throw the alert go on trail out. Heck, to be honest, we don't need to run trail out. Let's get that out of the offense. Let's stick to some of those boots, the Okie concept that they run the little speed out with the stick. That's great stuff. You got the Broncos coming up this week. The Broncos pass rush, they can get after you now. But the corner showed some vulnerability against Jacksonville. So to me, it's like, let's take some shot plays. Let's work this Blaze 8. Let's work that lefty concept. There's things that they could do against the Broncos to get the ball moving. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, resharing it on Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, whatever the heck you guys are on. Please consider doing that for me. I'm super appreciative of you watching the video and sticking with us. And I hope you enjoyed it. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. All right, peace.